I am here. I'm just come to see Blue Story. I'll let you know how it goes when I'm finished. Okay. Let's get on with it. I saw a film that was buzzing all over the place. It's a film called Blue Story. Now, this film, yeah, is basically out in cinemas. There's a big buzz over it. I mean, on the first day it got released last week, or roughly around last week, it got released. And on the first 2 days of it opening, View decided to ban it from all their cinemas. Now, the reason why it was banned from all their cinemas is because violence broke out and it was kind of a danger to their staff. And they felt that, the clientele who's coming to see the film is basically a danger to their staff and to customers. Now, what happened is that because they banned it, people actually started a petition about it, and it came on the local London news. They started a petition about it. Thousands of people signed it to try and get View to get the movie back on. Now, the movie was put back on. But to be honest, if you really wanted to see the film, there were other cinemas. Cineworld didn't ban it. Yeah, most of the other cinemas didn't ban it. It was just View Cinema. This beef all seemed to kick off at View. Now, I think that one of the main issues was that because youngsters were going to see it. Now, View Cinema is value for money. And because it's value for money, obviously it will attract younger people going to watch film. Now, obviously with the younger people watching the film, if you're about that life, then, sometimes you're gonna do naughty stuff. But I think it was too much for one time. But my main thing I think about this whole situation that happened with View Cinemas is that View have a right to protect their staff. They have a right to protect their customers. Now, I didn't watch the film at View. I could watch the film at View, but I decided to watch the film at Cineworld. Now, Cineworld is more money than View. And because it's more money, you're going to get less riffraff there. So I do feel that, it is a factor towards the whole situation. Now, the film Blue Story, I won't give away too much about the film because I'll do a review on it. But the film Blue Story is about, some young boys in the transition of going from boys to men, and the situations on the streets that arise from it that, leads their lives to go down different directions, basically. And it's a film I do feel it's worth watching. Yeah. And, it's a film that I personally related to. Because there's a lot of issues that are in the film in regards to the street life, parties, and I'm trying to say it without giving away too much. But basically it's about the street life, yeah. And it's about, as I said before, people kind of like getting involved in stuff, and where their lives take them. And I could relate to a lot of the issues that go on in the film because me, myself, I grew up around that life and, had family, people I know kind of involved in that life. And I was kind of like on the border of it all, But a lot of the situations in that film I can relate to personally. and a lot of the issues. It's really a good watch. It's really a good watch. I mean, the thing that I liked about the film a lot is that it was set in, South London, and the name of the gangs that they've got in the film, and the issues that were going on. I was actually one of those ones that would get, cornered on a street and asking me, "Oh, am I part of this gang? Am I part of this area?" Because I grew up in Brixton, yeah, and you know, I have family that grew up in Peckham, yeah. Now those two areas clashed, yeah. And I used to go and see a few of my people. They used to live in Deptford, New Cross, and that was another area code, another gang area code. Now the thing is with it is that even young people still face it today. I mean, one of my nephews got cornered last year over him being involved in a gang, you know, and he's not involved in a gang. He just kind of lives in the area. But I know I'm getting a little bit off subject, but let's get back to it. All right, let's just keep it straightforward. The film is worth seeing. Yeah. I mean, if you've seen a film called Shiro's Story on YouTube, yeah, it has elements of the film that are in that style because it's made by the same person, you know, that did that film. You got Rapman doing his little raps in certain parts of the film, but it's something to be expected. It's not over. It's not over the top. It's not too much. I went in there with a certain expectation of him, and I came out satisfied. So basically, I think that the film is worth seeing, but you have to go into it open-minded and just watch it for what it is. And it's some issues. It's got a lot of issues in it that can be discussed. A lot of issues that someone who grew up in people who grew up in the States, or low poverty communities, not even low poverty communities. I mean, these days Peckham is quite up there now. It's quite up there. You could have a lot of people moving into Peckham, a lot of business moving into Peckham. So yeah, basically it's worth watching, and I do think that I wouldn't give it a rating yet. I wouldn't give it a rating yet, deliberately, because all right, I'll give it a rating. If I was out of 10, I'll give the film 6 out of 10. Yeah. And the only reason why I would give it 6 out of 10 is because I had because of all the hype and buzz over it, And if it was a film like, say, The Joker, and The Joker was a good film, by the way. If it was a film like The Joker, basically, I would think that I don't think that it would have got banned so quickly if people started acting crazy after The Joker. I don't think it would have got banned so quickly. But, cinemas have a right to protect their people. And I do think that this film is a great watch. Yeah. I'm a bit I could give it more, but I would say, to be honest, a 6 out of 10. And I do think it's worth watching. And I do think it's worth watching with someone. Yeah. Because if you watch it with someone, you'll have quite a bit to discuss about afterwards. It brings up a lot of topical issues. Yeah. So if you're watching it with someone, I reckon, you might give it a higher rating because you're gonna have a lot more to talk about and stuff. If you watch it by yourself, then you have to wait till afterwards. But yeah, it's a good film, and I hope you enjoy my first, pilot review. and we'll catch up soon. If you like it, like, subscribe, and we're only gonna get better. We're only gonna grow, and nice to meet you.